We're back. Mad Max. You haven't seen it yet, right?
No.
I saw it. It's pretty good. I recommend it to anyone. If you get a chance, see it in a good theater. 3D is actually not bad. We were sitting in the me and Jared went. We were sitting in the back row, far back, right? And there was no one else in the theater, so I'm like, dude, let's go sit in the front. He's like, why sit in the front? You'll see. So we went to the front and sat.
Here or Morgantown?
Morgantown.
Theater 7 or Theater 8?
I'm talking about.
Were they like this or like that?
Yes.
It's Theater 7 or Theater 8. They're all the way back. One's to the right, one's to the left.
I think it was Theater 6. I went to the Hollywood Theater.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So he's like, no one's. I'm like, no
It's
one's here.
shorter.
Yeah.
7 and 8 are the bigger.
So like no one was there, so I'm like, dude, let's go sit in the front. So basically, we sat where you would almost assume is similar to IMAX. Like an IMAX, no matter where you sit, basically, your whole field of vision is engulfed in the movie.
That's how I watched Episode 3.
Yeah. Episode 3. Oh, Star Wars?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
I saw that Hager film like that.
Yes. We went down to the front middle. If you've ever been to Hollywood, it's a stop right here, and it goes straight up, and then there's another area down here. We got right here. We're front row center, and plus it was a footrail, and I wanted to put my feet up. And our whole vision was engulfed in this. That's why I suggested it. And
If you do anything in 3D, you have to make sure you don't lose frame, because if you sit too far back from the screen, it's garbage.
Yeah.
You lose the effect, and it's no fun.
Yeah. So we sat there, and the visuals, this movie had to have taken a long time to get done, because there's not a lot of CGI in this movie. There really isn't. If they did,
That's what you said a couple of fire effects, maybe.
they had to have had a lot of like stunt work. It's just a nonstop like adrenaline rush on the go from the second that movie starts to the second it stops. You have maybe a grand total of 15 minutes of non-action and non-intrigue in that whole movie. The plot's very simple. I'm not going to spoil the plot for anyone, but the plot can be summed up in 5 minutes. Maybe not in that, 30 seconds probably.
Yeah, you probably do it in about 35, 40.
But other than that, it's really what he considers popcorn cinema. You go for the visual effects, you go for the explosions, and for like the action. That's
Keep me entertained and not wanting to take a piss for 2 hours. That's your job.
What can I compare that to? If you took all like the driving awesome sequences out of like Fast and Furious and jumbled it into a 2-hour movie,
that would be fun.
That would be fun.
I would enjoy all of that.
Without all the, oh, I'm marrying your sister, or I knocked your sister up, and you're a cop. No, you're a cop.
Oh, Dawson's Creek on
Yeah, see? It's just basically all that mixed together. And have you seen the original Mad Max series? I assume you got it.
Yeah.
Okay. The original Mad Max series, they start the movie out. Mad Max has the original car from the original series.
He needs that, because that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. I'm just saying he has it. The original car. Like, the original car. It's not like another car made look like it. The original car.
Okay. I figured it was in a museum somewhere.
So, anything else on that movie? Charlize Theron, by the way, was awesome. Theron? She was awesome. Tom Hardy wasn't bad. I mean, he's Mad Max, so he doesn't sing. He doesn't sing.
He never does.
Yeah.
Like that character throughout the entire series really doesn't have anything better than a couple of one-liners here and there.
Yeah, he's very stoic.
He speaks less than Conan does in the original Conan the Barbarian.
With
Arnold. Yeah, Red Sonja, I guess, would be the title of the movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Speaking of Jason Momoa, he was in the other Conan.
Yes, he was. Speaking of Arnold Schwarzenegger, apparently they're having him come back to reprise his role as Conan.
Why?
I have no idea, but apparently the movie is set 30 years later after the last one, so we'll see how that goes.
Daenerys plays in Genesis.
Conan the Legend, I believe it's called.
Daenerys plays in Genesis.
Terminator Genesis? Who's she?
Younger version of his mother. Of
Linda?
John Carter's mother. Yeah.
I still don't even know how I feel about that whole monstrosity, but I'm probably going to go see it anyway, and then I'll establish an opinion after.
Well,
I'm not going to go in it with a bad vibe. Because you wrapped up your Bad Max crap, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just go Genesis.
Yeah, just go straight into it.
Yeah.
I don't even need to think. Go straight into it. For what the story, the way the trailer portrays it. First off, Varro's in it. Morrow is the guy that goes back to save John Carter's mom.
Yes.
Is it Linda?
Yeah, Linda.
Okay, Linda Carter. Linda Carter. Hold on. Yeah. There's cameos everywhere. It's crazy. Easter eggs everywhere. So he goes back to save her, and for what I heard, the way it looks in the theater is you got like was it T2000, T1000?
It would have been a T1000.
The T1000 is trying to kill him, and Arnold's there, yada yada yada. And then like a weird version of like John Carter shows up.
Yeah.
Like the actual Carter, or the actual like John Carter, John Carter shows up, and it's like he's some kind of machine or something, or he's some kind of liquid, some kind of weird thing. He's not like what everyone else is.
He would have been like a T2000,
something
like
that.
the one from the third movie.
T1000 is what Arnold Schwarzenegger was. T2000.
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a T800. The guy who came after him, and he's been in everything ever since then. He was a T1000, and then the chick in the third one was the T2000.
So what would this be, a T3000 or something?
Depends on how they go with it, because last I checked, none of it ever happened. But that's okay. Well, actually, it all did happen, but according to the first one, it never happened. According to the second one, there was no reason for it to happen. And then when you got to the third one and it was still happening, it was like, huh?
While we're talking about Terminator and Road Warrior, or Mad Max, I should say, I have read it now.
Connor, not Carter, because you said
Connor.
John Carter and it didn't sound right to me. I'm like,
yeah, Linda Carter. I was like, that would have been a big time.
Yeah, Sarah
John Carter.
Connor.
I'm like, wow, why do they have the same name? Connor. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that had me hung up for me because you said John Carter. I'm like, well, wait a minute, that motherfucker's from Mars.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. Sorry, internet, I'm stupid. But I was reading Reddit and I came across another interesting theory, which I kind of start believing. Any apocalypse movie made now, besides from maybe zombie movies, all of them are based on losing one major thing from life. And that's how apocalypse starts.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the person who apparently heads the rebellion and blah, 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 whatever saves the world.
What do you mean?
Well, you're talking about taking that one major thing in life out, somebody's son, yeah, because he goes on to...
No, that's all I'm saying. Okay, let's look at Mad Max. What goes away in Mad Max that makes everything so chaotic in apocalypse?
Gasoline.
Yes. You've seen Waterworld?
Yeah.
Land.
Yeah.
One thing, land, goes away, and all of a sudden it's chaos.
That was like that dude's worst movie.
I think that movie could have been better.
I hated it.
I didn't think
I couldn't get into it.
I do respect Kevin Costner for wanting to finish it, because they could have just scrapped it and he could have just walked away, but he gave a lot of his own money to finish that movie.
Well,
and they had 3 different directors. One had a heart attack, one died, and by the time they got the third one, the movie was just prolonged. And the issue with that is they had about 80 minutes of film that they filmed like scenes that got completely destroyed because the guy went to he had it in the can, and you know like it's not developed yet.
Yeah.
Guy went to open his trunk, and the trunk of the thing caught on the lip of it and flipped the can open and destroyed it.
That just tells me that movie should not have been made. And after seeing it,
that was like one of the top 10 cursed movies of all time. Like it's just something, some magical force did not want it to get made. But like, okay, Matrix. What went away in Matrix? Sunlight.
Well, yeah, that was our fault though.
Sunlight. Yeah, but still, it's one major thing in life goes away, and then all of a sudden
Terminator, Genesis.
No, well, what went away was control computers.
Yeah.
Basic computers.
Well, that's because these dumb fuckers keep trying to make an artificial intelligence, which is just sounds like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, why would you want a self-aware computer?
Yeah. I don't see how that's going to help anything.
Anything self-aware defends itself. I think it's just the achievement of doing it.
Well, I just watched Age of Ultron. It doesn't pan out very well.
Because all they're going to do is any intelligent being that is subservient to something else, that is an intelligent being. Now, if it's just a retarded being, it just follows, oh, you're
like that thing.
What?
Like that thing.
Yeah.
See? People's like, computers are smart. No, they're not. They'll only do what you tell them to.
Yeah. See? But if this computer ever thinks for itself, it might cut off and go, I don't know, do whatever it wants.
Like, fuck you, I don't like your podcast.
They're fucking stupid. The guy with the no hair sucks. Yeah.
Could happen.
Got a nice beard though. But an intelligent being will research the person it's following, or the thing, or the being it's following. And if you hand an intelligent computer the history of humanity, What's it going to see a lot of?
We need to be exterminated because we operate on this planet like a virus operates in the human body.
Yeah. What we do, we inhabit an area and spread. We
Matrix
inhabit
was
an area.
not that far off in that analogy.
No, it wasn't 100% true.
So anyway.
So,
like
that's the theory, is that one thing is taken out of life, and all of a sudden, it's chaos.
Yeah, because people don't know how to operate without it. But of course, they're only showing you the worst case scenario. There's handfuls of sex everywhere that are probably like, oh, all right, I'm good without it.
Well, and I know in Mad Max was a nuclear fallout.
Yeah.
And then Australia was just not part of it. And that's where you got the gasoline shortage. Right? It's basically what the movie's about, right?
Essentially.
And it's just about like certain biker gangs controlling gasoline. And
Does Tom Hardy pull off an Australian accent okay? Because Mel Gibson actually kept his accent for that role, which he
he didn't talk much. By my recollection, he didn't really talk much.
Okay. Well, neither did Mel Gibson, but he kept his Aussie accent throughout it.
Well, I think he just avoided it.
No, well, there you go.
He's supposed to be Irish. I think Tom Hardy's supposed to be Irish.
It wouldn't be hard.
Or like some kind of British. He's like British or something.
It wouldn't be hard to change because the Australian is just a bastardization of British to begin with.
Yeah, well, Australia just basically put all their England put all their criminals on Australia.
Yeah, it was a prison island.
Yeah.
So they all spoke guttural because they weren't classically trained in the language.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, Terminator Genesis. I'm intrigued because I'm always interested when somebody futzes with the timeline.
See,
I am always interested when the timeline gets
I never saw the last one, to be fair.
Terminator 3? I imagine more than likely you can probably go into this without it.
Probably.
As long as you've seen
I think I've seen parts of it.
I think as long as you've seen the first one, the original one, directed by
it ends with them.
James Cameron.
It ends with them in a bunker with like a CB radio, right?
The third one, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've seen. I might not have seen it all together, but I've seen parts of it to get the gist of it.
And the guy who directed or you know what? I'm going to give credit to a gaffer because they never get credit for anything. Apparently, the gaffer on the third film had watched the first film because the first film opens up with like the camera panning down this hallway and Sarah's voice in the background talking about how horrible the future was and what happens and and then the story is told.
Mm-hmm.
The third one closes with that camera going down that hallway that isn't filled with people and refugees or anything yet. And just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Hmm.
Just a nice way to tie it all together in one nice little knot.
So did you like Terminator Salvation?
That would have been that would have been the fourth one.
Yeah.
No, because it just seemed like an excuse to use the
CGI.
No, it just seemed like an excuse to use the Terminator license to make a film about whatever this guy wanted to make a film about. It seemed like the name Terminator was just a vehicle to get his movie made. And I think it actually probably would have been a better movie without tying into that franchise. Just leaving it like a standalone.
The thing is, though, you do have a lot of the Terminator T800s or T1000s or whatever they are.
You could have, but I think the guy had the idea for the script about the human form Terminator, and I think that concept would have served itself better outside of that existing continuity.
Okay.
I think it would have been a better movie had you not tried to shove Terminator up my ass.
I think that movie, in and of itself, is closer to Battlestar Galactica than actual Terminator.
Okay.
If you think about it, Terminator and Battlestar Galactica have a lot of similarities. You have machines impersonating humans, and machines trying to genocide humans to kill them all.
Well, by that logic, you could actually say iRobot is the first Matrix.
I mean, yes and no. The issue with that is that Matrix was out 10 years before iRobot.
I'm just saying.
You're pulling the light. Stop it.
Jack. No, seriously. Have you ever watched the Animatrix?
No.
Pretty much the way the Animatrix sets up the fall of humanity, the first part of that was iRobot.
Okay, I've never seen it. God. Let me get him out of here. Here's more for the camera.
That I have to. So, anyway. Terminator Genesis, people futz with the timeline. I'm always intrigued, so I'm definitely going to go see it. I'm kind of infuriated about it because it just really takes what I thought was a solid movie and has kind of thrown it to the gutter. I don't like that.
I thought Terminator 1 and 2 were good. Why do they have to keep adding to it? They're just piggybacking off of a good name of a movie.
The three they were piggybacking off the popularity. Like I said, Salvation I think would have been a better standalone movie by itself. Genesis, on the other hand, I want to see how they redo that. I want to see how they work it in, how they mess with it a little bit. I think it's going to be fun, and hopefully at the end of the day, for whatever reason, it ends up not ever having happened. Just like, we just had this conversation about another franchise.
Flash.
No. A little farther back, a couple months ago.
Like you're talking about like time travel. Which one?
I am fucking stuck in my own head right now. I can't get out of it. I can't.
It's not Ultron, right?
I'm like, no, I'm stuck there. Days of Future Past. Fixed everything that was wrong with every X-Men movie that came before that. So I'm hoping at the end of the day, Genesis just kind of wraps it up itself in a nice little neat little ball and we go on about our story.
I think that I will say this. I think one part of that movie will stay with the franchise. One part of the original trilogy. And it's a scene in the third one, I think, where Professor X and Magneto go see Jean Grey when she's a little girl, and he's able to walk. I think that might be the only thing that sticks, because if you go back to First Class in the 70s, that's when he gets paralyzed and he loses partial of his ability to walk, but then he takes a pill and it stops his. If he keeps his mutant ability, the
pill that allows him to walk hinders his mutant power.
Yeah, yes. And keeps his hair. Apparently. Fun fact about that movie: in First Class, the guy who plays Professor X, the young Charles Xavier, he showed up with his head shaved because he thought he was going to have to be bald. And he didn't need him bald for those movies. He just got his head shaved like the day before he showed up for filming and stuff.
He was trying to be ahead of the game.
I get it, but it's funny.
If you read the comic books, part of Professor X's mutant issue is he's bald. That's like part of the issue. It's not that he lost his hair. It's that his mutant ability doesn't allow him to grow it. Never had hair. Not that I can remember.
We'll get on that here. While we're on that, you just want to go jump right into Ant-Man and Avengers and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, let's give the kids a pause so we don't screw them up too much.
Okay.
We actually started out with something completely different.
I'm going to jump into that. Okay, we're going to jump to... we might mix it all together. It's not going to be long. Just Avengers, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Ant-Man, okay? So we're going to jump to that.